up, everybody? Welcome back to the MGE Table Talk Podcast. I, of course, am T. Turner. I'm here again. As you can tell, we kind of switched up a little bit things. If you're watching this, we switched it up a little bit with our visuals, rather. A little tongue twisted. Have to take my sip of water in a second. But we switched up the visuals a little bit. We're actually broadcasting this from the MGE studio. So this is a nice turn of events. So today I get a chance to talk culture, music, and we might just keep it at culture and music. Music in the Baton Rouge scene as well too. I'm speaking with someone who has had their finger, not even a finger. They had their whole hand on the pulse of music and culture in the city. I used to tease him because he didn't want to be known as a DJ, and now he's known as a DJ. We got Mr. Mike T himself, Mr. Soul Lab BR himself, Mr. Uppercuts himself.
Peace.
You know, in the house. What's up, Mike?
Peace. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to have you here.
Man, it's good to be here, man. I'm sorry I'm late. I told you I was going to apologize like 3-4 more times. I'm sorry I'm late. Ladies and gentlemen, I was late.
I accept the apology graciously.
Then it was terrible because I was rapper late.
Oh, you know what? You was a little rapper late. You were a little rapper late.
I was rapper late. That's not cool at all.
But you were still... No, you weren't rapper late. You weren't rapper late.
What is rapper late? What's rapper late?
Rapper late would be maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I wasn't that late.
You were like promoter late.
That's still not good.
You were promoter late a little bit.
Do better.
but I'll say this.
This Baton Rouge traffic, I tell you.
He was in constant communication with me the entire time. He ain't let nothing slip. He like, hey, my bad, man. Hey, I'm on my way. Like, so it wasn't. So that's the difference there too. Like, you know, some people be late and then they show up like this the time that we talked about.
Right.
You were in constant communication, so I don't feel bad at all. I don't even feel like you were late now.
Yeah, I feel this. Much better.
I don't even feel like you were late now.
Much better.
So, Mr. Soul Lab, man, let's dive in, man. First, people got to know this. Me and Mike have history, man. Mm-hmm. We got this is not his first time, you know, in front of the camera, you know, around Mad Game production. Like, but before Mike went full-fledged into his DJ persona, Mike was hosting on the 5th season of Laugh Not Laugh Later.
I don't know, because I could barely get the name right. I mess the name up every time. But I think it was the 5th season.
It was the 5th season.
It was the 5th season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a cool segment, you know. Hey, man, thank you, by the way. You know, I mean, so with the whole Laugh Not Laugh Later thing, I got it right.
Boom, look at that. It's the water. See, you had the water, the water, yeah.
Or these new mics.
it's the new mics with Mike.
But, yeah, that was my kind of first introduction of like famous stuff. Or being famous. People used to come up to me and be,
oh yeah, you got noticed.
Yeah,
you got noticed a lot.
That was cool.
You tell me stories. You be like, man, I was in the gym and somebody ran up on me. I was in the grocery store. Somebody ran up on me and asked me about this mixtape.
Man, I even had a few cats that was locked up tell me they used to watch the show.
That's funny because my sales rep told me that, you know, like the channel we're on, like it was broadcasting like in Parish Prison a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we had a huge fan base in prison.
I had a few people call me. Well, not call me, but like would see me in the stores. They like either had just gotten out, and they'd be like, "Yeah, man,
I used to watch it.
I was locked up, man. I used to watch y'all, man. Talking about shoes and stuff. Like, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah,
I'm glad you had something to do when you went.
Yes. Yeah.
Nah, and look, Mike, your segment actually put me off on like a lot of music that I didn't know existed, like just different projects from different artists I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
So very informative. So you've been on this journey, man.
Yeah, man. I like underground. I like the less. I'm not gonna say underground. I'm not gonna use underground. We gonna use less popular.
Less well known.
I like the less popular artists, the independent artists, you know. And I say independent, and then I do say less popular because a lot of the artists that I like, they do have labels. They are signed to labels. You know, they're not all independent artists. You know.
But the independent artists, it feels like they bring us just a different vibe with them.
They do.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah. One of the reasons is because they don't have rules to follow. They don't have deadlines to meet. You know. So that's why I like the independent artists. I mean, don't get it twisted. I like the mainstream artists too.
Yeah.
You know. Rest in peace, Takeoff. Damn, Takeoff. I know it's been a while. I know. I just have to say that every time. But
I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card, man. Like, dang,
I know.
we really gonna be saying R.I.P. Takeoff?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that caught a lot of people by surprise, man.
Yeah, but you know, I said all that to say because I'm a fan of the mainstream artists. I'm a fan of Migos and Drake and it ain't that many of them, but yeah, I'm a fan of them.
Yeah. Now, what I was thinking about, because we were talking about independent artists, veteran artists seem to become independent artists after a while too. If you know, like because they have name recognition, you know, they can kind of venture off into that. They don't need, you know, a big machine behind them. Do you notice like a change in their sound as well too? Like once they've kind of left that machine back?
Absolutely.
Is it like a kind of more the same?
No, it's a little different because, you know, the artists gonna be who they are anyway. Some of them probably are, I guess they're programmed to make, because they've been signed so long, and what happens is they accumulate a certain fan base that expects certain music from them. So once you have been signed to a label, right, and you make 3, 4, 5 albums appeasing to what the record label wants you to appease to, and then you come back and you go independent, you kind of still want to keep that audience.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
But no, I do notice a difference to some of them that actually have had record deals in the past and then now have become independent. I tell people all the time, I would definitely sign to a record label for that reason alone. Because record labels build your fan base.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fastest way.
You know, you could be independent and do a lot of things independent, but it's just easier with a label, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, really just being signed to a label is just gaining access.
Yeah.
You know, you got access to, you know, more promoters to help get you out there. You got access to, you know, a public relations arm of the label. You know, you got a marketing team or whatever that comes with that. So, you know, I could definitely see that.
Because I love Currency. He's one of my favorite independent artists. I follow Currency, you know, on social media. And now that I'm sitting here talking to you, I don't ever remember Currency ever advertising a show in London.
But he performs there.
Australia. You know, I mean, I don't know. I've only seen him perform in the United States. And I don't get it twisted. He's made millions.
Yeah.
Performing in the United States. And that's one of the things I think labels can do. They can put you on radio in Africa.
Now, he was signed at one point to Atlantic, right? I want to say it was Atlantic.
He had a distribution deal with somebody. I don't know. I know as far as being signed to a label, he was signed to No Limit at one point, and then he was signed to Young Money at one point.
Right.
And then after that, he went independent, and then I think he signed like a distribution deal for, I forget what album. You know.
The Confidential one.
Yeah.
Was it Crescent? No, it wasn't Crescent City Confidential.
I don't.
Canal Street Confidential.
Canal Street Confidential. Whichever album had like all of the hot features. Like he had a Pharrell beat. Mm-hmm. He had Marshawn Ambrosius.
The single he had with what was it, Lloyd, I think?
Did he have a single?
Bottom of the Bottom. No, that was August Alsina.
Yeah, him and Wayne.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the one he had the deal with. Not for a minute he was dealing with Dame Dash too.
Yeah.
When he left Young Money.
A lot of people deal with Dame Dash, but I like Dame Dash. A lot of people be talking bad about Dame, but I don't know him personally. But
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I like Dame. I mean, you know, I shout out to Dame. I purchased Dusko Poppington clothing. I think it's very soft cotton.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's very soft cotton. Have you ever had his wine?
I've never had his wine.
Dusko Blue. It's a good Riesling.
It's a white wine.
Yeah, but it's nice though.
I'm gonna have to try it. I don't too often buy
He has a whiskey.
Wine. I've seen.
I know you're a whiskey.
I don't know where you find that at.
You got to get it online.
Okay.
Because I actually need to re-up. Like when I get it, like people come to my house and like, oh, I'm like, you got to get your own, bro.
Yeah.
But not like it. Like I know there was this store in Harlem that had it, Pompet Winery, I think.
Okay.
They had it for a minute, and then like some place in Jersey I ordered from before had it. But like you gotta like really search online, and then you gotta find like a reputable place that's got it, because you don't want to just be ordering from anybody and then you'll never get your stuff.
I'm in DC a lot. I wonder if they have it in DC at the liquor stores in DC.
And see, I don't even know if he's still pushing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whiskey was good. The whiskey was smooth.
Man, Dame had all kind of stuff, man.
He had a motor oil.
Wine, motor oil, draws. Yeah. Dame got it going on, man.
But his socks and his sweats, unmatched.
Yeah.
I like those. I like those.
The CEO brand is still his too, right?
Yeah, and he just launched a sneaker.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's available or not. I saw him talking about it online though, but
I feel like that would be the hardest thing to do. Like a
Sneaker
clothing
thing?
line would probably be super, super easy. But I feel like a sneaker would be so hard to do.
because it's hard to break us out of sneakers.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we were raised, you know, like on certain sneakers. Like you got on J's, I got on the 95 Air Max. And anybody who knows me knows 95 Air Max.
Yeah.
That's my joint.
You know, I became an Air Max guy lately.
Really?
I've only
Because you've
worn-
always been a J guy.
I have, man, but I have all the Jordans that I want. Some of them in twos. But lately I've been buying a lot of Air Max, like a lot of Air Max.
Which ones?
I want to say the last pair of Air Max I bought was actually this recent, the Air Max Day. I bought the Big Bubble the Air Max 1, red and white.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the 86, I think, shoe. But yeah, I've been buying a lot of Air Max. The Air Max, shucks, I can't remember the name.
I've been stuck on 95s and the 97s.
Yeah,
Those are the ones I be stuck on.
and I'm stuck on the Air Max 1 and the Air Max 90s.
Okay, yeah, I like
The
the
only 95s I like. Well, I actually like them all, but I'm definitely like keen to the classic lime green,
yeah.
the white and red. You can never go wrong with all black. You can never go wrong with all white.
I went on the Nike app and designed my own. I did the Juneteenth colors on mine.
I hope you put the Mad Game logo on it.
They won't let me. But you know what? I need to find a way to do that. If there's a design out there, I need to put the Bad Game logo on there.
Yeah, man.
Now, Mike, man. All right, so we kind of ventured off, but how did you get started doing the DJ thing? And can I even classify you as a DJ or like
Yes.
a curator? Okay, I can finally say DJ now.
I am now known. Which camera am I looking at? Don't you hear when people do it on TV? Which camera am I looking at? I am now known as DJ Soul Lab.
Yes, because when you first started,
Yeah, I
you were
did.
like, I'm not a DJ.
Because I didn't feel like I was good enough to be called DJ nothing, you know, because all of my favorite DJs were so far ahead of me, and I had a long way to go before, and I respect the craft that much. It's not me
Yeah.
being modest and then it's just the fact that I respected the craft enough to where I didn't think I was good enough to be called DJ. But now I think I am good enough.
Well,
Damn it.
I mean, you get
Shit.
booked.
Can I curse?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
This the podcast. This ain't for TV. Yes, you can say that. Damn shit, all that.
Yeah, man, I think I'm good enough now. But how did I get started DJing? Oh, shout out to JB August. Well, no. First of all, I'm going a little too fast. So first, I had the radio show, 96.9 WHYR. Me and my partner Mark Dub, we had a show called the Soul Lab.
Yep.
Every Friday night, and we did like a few months of the radio show, and it was basically just me. I wasn't even DJing. It was just me just putting together a playlist of songs that I would like to hear on the radio.
Right.
You know, and it was crazy because when I made my audition tape, I made like 3 different ones because they didn't understand the music I was playing. So the last one I made was like a mainstream, you know, my favorite mainstream songs.
Yeah.
And then once I got the job, I started playing all the underground stuff.
Right.
But a friend of mine in the industry told me, he said, the more popular your radio show get, people are going to ask you to do one or two things. They're going to ask you to host events or DJ events. And I'm talking literally less than a month. JB August called me. He told me he was doing this thing called Lean Your Seat Back. and he wanted the vibe of my radio show to be the vibe of his event. Never DJ before. Basically took my laptop, hooked it up to the aux card, and in the venue, and just played songs periodically throughout the breaks of his poetry sets and performances overnight. Right. So I thought it was cool. I got a nice reception from it, and I said, man, you know what? This must be what, because I've always wanted to either rap or DJ. I was a rapper at first. So
you had bars, didn't you? I know you had some cold bars.
I thought I was Fife.
Oh. I used to think I was Nas for a second.
I thought I was Fife. No, I take that back. I thought I was Fife. I thought I was Grand Poobah, because I wanted to dress like Grand Poobah. And I thought I was CL Smooth.
Oh man. You know what? I can see you with a CL Smooth vibe.
So you take those three rappers and put it together, and that's what made my rap style my rap style. But I started my good friend DJ Automatic, who is a hip hop DJ. He took me under his wing. I went to his crib. He gave me a couple lessons. He let me borrow his turntables for the next event, and then I really enjoyed it to the point where I ordered my own turntables, and I made sure I had my own turntables for the next event, while still learning and taking classes from DJ Automatic. And I just got better and better with it. Started picking up little tricks, and
now you just in demand.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know about in demand, but
I don't know.
I'm in demand.
I think you be in demand, man. I follow you on Instagram. You be traveling.
But it's cool, man. I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it. But yeah, I've been DJing ever since, and it's been lovely.
Yeah, and some people a lot of people I'm pretty sure know you from the barber world too. One of the coldest barbers in the city.
That's what they say. That's what I heard.
That's what I've seen the work. You know,
I heard that before. Yep.
So, how do you balance the two? I mean, because both of them are kind of demanding.
Yeah, it is. The cool thing is DJing only requires me to work at night and on weekends.
Right.
Barbering requires me to be working pretty much all day.
Yes.
So it kind of works. It works out unless I have an out of town gig. You know, I have a few of my clients that don't like when I have out of town gigs, but most of them pretty much understand. But that's really the only time DJing gets in the way, is when I have like an out of town gig or like an early, maybe festival type gig that takes place on a Saturday in the middle of the day, or something like that. But other than that, it's not too bad.
Now, just keep it real. How many out of town gigs you be getting? Because I feel like you already was a traveler anyway before you started with turntables. Because you literally be like, oh yeah, man, I'm about to go over here or over there.
I love to travel, man. I don't know. You know, this year, what this is. Last year, I don't know. Let me see. Last year I've traveled. Let me see. I did. I DJ'd in Florida. I DJ'd in Houston a few times. I DJ'd in DC at the Kennedy Center.
Say that again.
I DJ'd at the Kennedy Center last year. Actually, we're going back to the Kennedy Center this year. And
so you get return business is what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that must mean that you're pretty good at this.
Yeah, I'm all right. I heard that too. And I did Tulsa, man. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shout out to the people over in Tulsa.
Oh, man, how was that, man?
That's cool. I got a chance to work with Murs. I got a chance to work with La Russell. And I got a chance to work with Rhapsody.
Okay.
Yeah. That was real cool. And it was crazy because I was literally only going out there to do my set. Like, I had my set, which was a night event.
Right.
It was an event connected to the festival. I was just going to enjoy the festival. But as soon as I woke up the next morning, we got down there the day before the festival, and the next morning, the curator of the festival asked me, was I in town? And he was like, Murs need a DJ. I said, all right, when? Now. And yeah, I shot to the venue, man, and met Murs, and Murs is really cool. La Russell is cool, and Rhapsody is beautiful.
I'm glad you.
She's cool too, man. She's cool too.
She's cool, but first things first.
She is beautiful, man. She is beautiful. Because, and I hope I'm not offending nobody, and I promise you, I hope I'm not offending her by saying this, but I mean, she kind of give me, I don't know, she never really gave me sex appeal vibes. She gave me,
But isn't that the sexiest thing?
Yeah, and especially when the aura hits you in person. You know, because you get you know from watching her on television and seeing her on social media, she gives you one of the homie vibes. You know, but then when you see her, you be like, dang, she look good. She is real pretty. And then when she start talking and a conversation, and you be like,
that's always the most attractive thing when it's not forced or it's not just like out there. Like it just kind of boom, hit you by surprise.
Yeah. So yeah, Rhapsody was cool. And it was funny because LaRussell is the same on and off camera.
There's no
laughing, you know,
there's no difference.
Yeah, he's the same. It's like he's always happy.
It's kind of like when Cat Williams described DMX. He went to dinner with DMX. He was like, "That's exactly how exactly he is on his album. That's exactly what he is in person."
Russell is always happy.
Yeah, man.
I could tell he was ready to go, and he was still happy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Russell is cool. Russell is cool, but it was great. But yeah, I do a lot of out of town gigs, man. I do a lot of out of town gigs. Last year may have been the most I ever like worked with celebrities. Because after that, I had the event in Houston, and I worked with Vivica Fox.
How was that?
Cool too. Vivica Fox funny, man. She funny. She's sexy as hell. She like your sexy auntie. Yeah, Vivica Fox.
We'll say she's like a sexy auntie.
Yeah,
because you know if you say your sexy,
no, not
auntie,
yeah. That's kind of crazy.
You know, it's like
yeah,
kind of
she's like a
talk
sexy
about.
auntie. Vivica Fox, cool. I got Vivica Fox's attention when she asked everybody in the room to name their favorite movie, and there was a lot of people in the room, and I was the only person that said Kill Bill.
There you go, mark one for Mike.
I was the only person in the room, and I was like, man, nobody gonna say Kill Bill. Nobody.
I would have said Booty Call.
You got Booty Call. Everybody said it off. So we can play that game.
That's just kind of like
soul food.
Yeah, that's kind of that generic answer at that point. Like you gotta dig deep for some Vivica.
Ain't nobody gonna say Vivica. I mean, ain't nobody gonna say Kill Bill. So she was like, "Oh,
Mike, you know what you was doing."
No, I wasn't. No, I didn't. And she cool to work with. Vivica Fox cool to work with. I didn't know she had so much going on, man. She got wigs and all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, she got a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, she got a deal with is it Hallmark or Lifetime?
It's one of those networks because I know she got into directing and producing.
She got like a bunch of movies that she signed for. And yeah. So she's doing.
I think she did something like Cold Black too.
Okay.
The production company.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she did something with them too.
And it was cool. It was cool. Shout out to the Boss Chicks of Houston. I'm gonna be out there again this summer with them. Working with them.
Okay. Not bringing it back home because I know you know we talking about your stuff that you do outside, but how did you get to be kind of like the go-to guy that knows the different artists just here? And I'm talking about like different genres because a lot of people don't realize this too. Baton Rouge has a lot of different genres of hip hop. Like, you know, you got your club jigging hip hop, but then you got your witty lyricism and you got your street. How did you get to be kind of like you're almost like the filter for that?
So first of all, let me just say this. I don't know about the other DJs in Baton Rouge, and I think, man, you talked about this a while ago, and but my laptop, my DJ laptop, is probably 80% of just my personal collection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like most DJs, they pull music and they DJ for whatever it's their work laptop.
Right.
Like my work laptop is my personal laptop. So majority of the DJs in Baton Rouge, I just had to get that out. But majority of the DJs in Baton Rouge, man, they only do and prepare themselves for Baton Rouge events. You know, and I've gone to a lot of parties. I've studied a lot of DJs in Baton Rouge, and I ain't gonna sit here and say they all play the same songs, but
I'm gonna say it. They all play the same songs, and I can tell you this much. I don't even mean to interrupt you. This is something that has really bothered me.
Okay.
Because there are so many different things that we could be playing. And every time I've gone out to events, they literally will play the same thing, the same artist. And these ain't even new songs from the artist. It's just that. And I feel like, why are we not progressing? Why are the DJs not doing their job? DJs used to break artists.
And I do, and I love to do it.
Right.
I love it. So there are so many. Pretty much majority of the events and the parties in Baton Rouge are pretty much the same, right? They're the same. They're either brunches or
everybody's brunch crazy.
yeah, they brunches or they pop-up shops or and there's nothing wrong with that because I've done all of those things. A lot of DJs play it safe, and that's what one of my DJ senseis, DJ Marquise, he gave me the nickname the B-side DJ.
Love DJ Marquise, by the way. Shout out DJ Marquise.
Yeah, man, and I never noticed what I was doing. I thought I was just playing what I like, thinking that everybody else like it, and it just so happened that everybody does like what I like, right? Not everybody, but a lot of people like what I like.
Right.
And then I had to figure out how can I mix in what I like with the things that everybody else like, because a lot of the music that I play that I really like now, I don't think I would listen to it if I wasn't a DJ. You know, and I just I remember one time I went to this hip hop event, and it was really mind blowing. It was here in Baton Rouge, and I never in my life thought that nobody in Baton Rouge knew how to rap. And I kept saying, why isn't the DJs or why isn't anybody talking about this small community of lyrical rappers in Baton Rouge? Like, we got some rappers in Baton Rouge.
Oh yeah.
And nobody is talking about them. Nobody's playing their music. And then I started learning about them, and I started going to their events. It's normally like the poetry scene. You know, it's the poetry scene, and then you got the underground hip hop scene. And I go to these events, and they would just have a laptop. And I'd be like, man, why y'all ain't got no DJ? Like, this is the only thing missing. This is some hip hop shit.
There's a big disconnect, I feel like, with the artists in the city and the DJs that have name recognition, you know, quote unquote name recognition. But, you know, like, and some of the artists I'm pretty sure you were speaking of, I've probably, you know, encountered as well too. Free Thinkers for one. Those are some lyrical guys, man.
Yeah.
Jay Woods, My Name Dwayne, Robert Grant Jr. All of them, by the way, were on Friday Night Flows with Johnny Hustle. Another one who, you know, Johnny Hustle is probably one of the more.
He's a lyrical dude too.
He is lyrical. I think people get mixed up with the party vibe, but he's extremely lyrical.
No, that's cool. And it's crazy because Baton Rouge is a very hard. Like, I'm pretty sure every person from wherever city or state they from, they gonna say it's hard. If you could make it there, you could make it anywhere.
Yeah, they say that everywhere.
Baton Rouge is something different.
Way different.
Like, Baton Rouge is something different. The one thing I love about Baton Rouge, they love their Baton Rouge artists.
They do.
Like, love their Baton Rouge artists.
But are we? And I say we, I'm talking about just like the public in the city.
Because I'm a part of that too.
Are we shortchanging the love that a lot of these artists should be getting? And again, it goes back, not you, because I know what you do, but it goes back to a lot of these DJs not deviating from their everyday playlist and inserting something new in there. If people are at an event, it's the DJ's, you know, I always felt like it's the DJ's job to introduce people to something new. So, like, bringing it back full circle, when we were talking about your segment on Laugh Now, Laugh Later, and what was the first thing I told you? I'm like, you introduced me to a lot of people I didn't even know about. That's the mark of a really good DJ, a really good music curator, is that you're introducing me to something new. That's why I want to go to you. And it's not because they're sliding you money. That's payola.
Yeah.
You're doing it because, hey, this is a vibe. I got an ear for this. I think it's dope. I think I should share it with you now. And that's the gift of music. I don't feel like a lot of these DJs do their job. Well,
they are doing their job. They are, but it's a way you can do your job. So shout out to David Facey over at Dead Poet.
Okay.
David hired me at Dead Poet to be me. Right? He hired me at Dead Poet to be me. He said, man, Mike, whatever you feel the vibe is, I got you here to do what you do. Don't do what you think they want to hear.
Right.
Do you. So I said, all right, cool. I thought it was going to be easy. but it was actually harder than I thought, because while I'm doing me, the people in the club, they want to hear something else.
They ain't joining in.
Right. Some of them were.
Yeah.
Some of them were. And, you know, I had to figure out how to incorporate what they want to hear versus not just what I want to hear, but introduce them to artists and introduce them to...
Finding the balance.
Yeah, find a balance. And I figured it out because, you know, David was like, Mike, I do not want you to play. I want people to feel like they're in another state when they come here.
Right.
In another city when they come here. I was like, oh, okay, cool, I got you. So, okay, well. And that's when I came up with the whole, all right, I'll mix Webby with Larry June. You know what I'm saying?
Just blend it.
Or I'll mix Fredo Bangs with YB and Corday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the popular YB and Corday.
Right.
Or I would take the underground artist and a song that an underground artist may have with a popular artist. Because a lot of time it's not about like the fact they don't hear or they don't know the artist. They just want to hear a familiar voice.
Right.
Right.
Or like a familiar beat.
Or a familiar beat. Yeah, and then that's another thing. I started playing remixes. I started playing beats where artists was freestyling over, you know, stuff like that. But it's real hard in Baton Rouge because Baton Rouge they want jig, boy.
Yeah.
They want to jig, man.
So how do our stars that we know of, how can they shine brighter if everybody's kind of entrenched in just this?
I hate to say this, but and I probably had to do this. You know, when you asked me about my out of town gigs, I had to do this. A lot of artists, if they don't make it here, they have to leave and make it somewhere else and then come back here.
People forget Kevin Gates was considered like a lyrical artist too.
Kevin Gates is a very lyrical artist.
I mean, and not to say was like he still is, but
let me tell you, I used to cut Kevin Gates' hair when he was a student at McKinley High. And he would come every Friday after school and get a haircut, and we would have the exact same conversation. It was a debate. I was Jay-Z, he was Nas. And he, so I remember listening to a Black Thought album. It was either a Black Thought album or, I can't remember who album it was. It was either a Black Thought album, Little Brother album, one of those hip-hop albums.
Right.
And it was a quote in the album, on the album, it was a guy speaking, and he said, one of the qualifications of a lyricist is having an impeccable memory. Kevin Gates has an impeccable memory. I'm talking about even when he was a senior in high school, junior in high school. He had an impeccable. The only reason why he'll beat me in the debates because he memorized so many lyrics from other artists. Bruh, I'm not surprised that Gates being where he is now because he is a hip hop junkie.
Right.
He is a fan. He's a student. And like I said, he meet all the criteria of a lyricist.
And anybody who listens to him, they should be able to pick up the fact that he's heavily influenced by hip hop, not from Baton Rouge. You can see it in his lyrics.
His favorite rapper is Nas. I don't know if it is today, but I remember in high school,
right,
his favorite rapper was Nas. He loved Nas. He would get the fade and everything like Nas.
Yeah, and I mean you can see that just in, like I said, in his whole lyricism. But so how does one, beat the odds? Because for every Kevin Gates, I mean, there's more to this city than just, I think, what people know us for.
I think this may sound, and tell me if I'm contradicting myself, but I really feel like lyricists or not, you still got to make something that sounds like Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and Gates did do that.
He did.
He did do that.
You have to make something that sounds like Baton Rouge. I don't care where you trying to go. If you from Baton Rouge, you have to make something for this city.
It still got a knock.
And you still can make music for outside the city, right? But I think, to answer your question, I think what an artist has to do, he has to just figure out that balance, like what I had to do.
Right.
You got to figure out that balance.
Now, on the flip side, I got to play devil's advocate a little bit, too. Even when Gates was coming up around that time, too, local radio was still local radio. It's not anymore. So when I say that, when I bring up radio, when I bring up DJs as well, too, there were institutions that helped bring these artists along, because you could hear Gates on 94.1 before he was Gates. You know, you had DJs who would take a chance, mix him in on these, and then that exposure. If people, I feel like if there were more institutions that kind of added validity to the artist, because sometimes that's all it takes. It's like the artist could be hot for forever, but sometimes all it takes is a cosign. The cosign is the institution.
Yeah.
It's not always a more established artist that cosigns you. Sometimes it's just, hey, the radio played this song today, or that's part of even what we were doing with Friday Night Flows.
Shout out to the Night Prince. The Night Prince was the creator. Like, that was the local. That was the institution.
Mike, you got like a quiet storm voice, though.
Shout out to...
You do.
Thank you.
It took me by surprise. You like, shout out to the Night Prince.
Shout out to the Night Prince. Is it the Night Prince?
Was that his name?
The Night Prince? Got this mega mix?
I thought it was.
Going on, boy.
Yeah.
His show was the show we listened to for local music.
That, even when I was younger, Tweezy. I can remember when Tweezy, before it was the morning show he was on, he would come on like in the evening, like 5, 6 o'clock or whatever, and he would play these artists from the area. I don't even want to call them local anymore. It's artists from the area.
Yeah.
Because I feel like local has a certain connotation to it. But artists from the area, and he would, his countdowns and everything, like they will be included in the countdowns with the major artists.
Yep.
But I feel like, that helps. So when we talk about that, but these radio stations here, they're not locally owned and operated anymore.
No,
they're owned by a conglomerate, and they don't play artists from the area. So that's what I was alluding to, even with Friday Night Flows. Adding that validity, having a TV show centered around, okay, we're going to highlight artists who deserve that spotlight. It's not even like a gift. It's just, if I see you really working out here, and I see that not only are you working, but you're talented, shouldn't the institution now say, hey, we see it, let's recognize it? That's why people get awards and everything. You get recognized for not only the work that you're doing, but that you're good at the work that you're doing. You get booked because you're good at what you do. It's not that someone's just giving you the opportunity. Like, oh, we see Mike out here, and he says on his Instagram he really wants to DJ, so we're just gonna throw it to him. It's not that. No. You went and studied for this. You studied under some great DJs. And you've become a sought after DJ now but you put in the work. There's no cheat code to that.
Right, no.
So that's why, when I bring up why aren't more DJs taking a risk and playing unsigned, artists who are not signed to major labels. You look at artists like, the Robert Grants, the J1s, the My Name Dwayne's, but then you look at artists like Box, Johnny Hustle, Headband Beezy, Fluff, all these people who are...
We can go on and on, man.
And we see, but now that's a variety of artists I just dropped right there, but they're putting in the work, and I mean, they're being professional about it. It's not like they're bootleg. These are people who are...
I'm talking about and have amazing projects.
Yes.
I'm talking about amazing. Like this little young cat named Jira. His album reminds me of like a To Pimp a Butterfly or a JID album. You know how it's kind of like skit song, or you might have like 2 songs on one track,
right?
Beach, like his,
which that takes creativity, that takes really deliberate thinking about your product. Of
Jazz Bandito, he another one. He dope as hell too. There's a lot of them, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. Why is the city, not even the city? I'm not even gonna say the city. The institutions of the city. Then I feel like they're not doing their job.
Well, they are doing their job. That's the reason why we don't hear them. I remember talking to.
So they're compromised, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, because they don't have a say so. Not gonna say his name, but he's a radio DJ personality here in Baton Rouge, and we did like a super small, low key workshop with a bunch of local rappers and a bunch of people of power or people of positions, should I say?
Okay.
And they asked him, they was like, "Bro, is it any way I can get my music played on 94.1. And this particular guy said no. He said because the powers that be are gonna want to know who you are, where you come from, and why is your song more important than the new Drake song? And that was it. And that's basically what he said. And
Okay, so even aside from stations, okay, they got their marching orders.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. You got a job, you got to do what they tell you, 'cause they pay you. But what about different events though? The events outside of that station that DJs that work there, DJs that don't work there, go do. I don't really see them incorporate anybody there either.
Well, I remember a long time ago, I heard someone say that if they won't let you in the building or let you in the event, you create your own event. And that's the reason why I came up with Soul Lab Sundays.
Oh, that was a great pivot.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great pivot.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the reason why I came up with Soul Lab Sundays. One, it's my event, so I can play whatever I want to play.
Right.
Right. If you don't like what I play, you don't have to come. But if you love what I play, it's free. You know, and come and listen to some good music. And I try my hardest to spotlight those artists who aren't being seen. Like, that's really to me. And if there is any other way, somebody please let me know. But I feel like that's the only way that can work. You have to create your own space and invite people so people can hear and know and learn and just absorb this new energy.
So we just gotta create more.
Yeah, that's which way? Say it again.
We just have to create more.
We definitely have to create more.
Okay.
And that's why I took it upon myself to create Soul Lab Sundays. So for basically to answer your question, you know, all of these artists have, and that's really how I met a lot of these artists. You know, word got around. There's a hot mic available for somebody to get in front of it. And they call me or they send me a DM, and I'm yes all the time. The only way I say no is if I'm booked.
So
and then that's not even a no. It just means next month.
so for the record, so between Soul Lab Sunday,
yeah,
and Friday Night Flows with Johnny Hustle,
absolutely,
we are doing our part.
Yeah, and neither one of us have nothing to hang our heads down about. It's those other people who complain and aren't doing anything. And that's why I salute you, brother.
Well, I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. You know steel sharpens steel. Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely, man. Actually, you motivated me too. So, because you one of the first people I see doing their thing with the whole media outlet, and I'm just trying to be like you. But
we're gonna reverse that because Soul Lab Sunday eclipses.
But nah, that's the reason why.
A lot of things that we do.
But nah, that's the real reason why. Those are the two main reasons why I started Soul Lab Sunday. You know, people, like, it was times where, like, my friends would just come over to the crib, and you've been by the crib. Yeah. People would come by the crib.
First of all, I'm not going to disclose any locations or anything. Mike's crib is legendary.
No, stop.
It is the most. Let me see. How can I find the words? And this. I'm not gassing you up, but the crib is just like really nice, man. It's got a good view. It's a real nice spot. Like, I saw it, I was like, man, this is nice. You need a roommate, homie?
He said, I do. His name is Fred.
Fred is his broke best friend.
Fred, man. Fred.
The bulldog.
Yeah, man. Fred the bulldog. If you follow me on Instagram, you know who Fred is.
Yes.
But yeah, man, and my friends would just come over on Sundays just to hear me DJ or just to chill. And when they chilling, I might put some salmon in the oven or, you know what I'm saying? And I just get behind the turntable.
It's such a Sunday fish, dude.
Is it?
It's a Sunday fish.
Yeah, man. You know, and of course I have a bottle or whatever, and I just get to mixing and recording.
Don't forget the cigar.
And the cigar.
Yeah.
Not inside though. We got to go outside and smoke the cigars. But yeah, that's after. So what happens is I would glad you said that, because what happens is I would like DJ for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, while everybody hanging out and chilling. Mm-hmm. And then I have my friends will be over and they'll be doing things like drawing or creating, whatever they're doing.
Oh, this is just homegrown.
Yeah. So I would just do what I do and record myself DJing, and And after I record myself DJing, of course, I like to hear what I've done.
Right.
So that's when we go and we light the cigars and we drink. And yeah, that's one of the many ways Soul Lab Sunday got created. My boy Marcel P. Black, he was a prominent local rapper that didn't conform to the Baton Rouge traditional music.
But he's from Oklahoma, too.
He's from Oklahoma. That's where he lives now. But he lived in Baton Rouge for a while. He came down here, went to Southern. And as a matter of fact, he's actually one of the main curators of the hip-hop scene. Marcel P. Black, him, Donnie Rose, DJ Automatic, the guy that taught me, and a few others. And Marcel reminds me of Killer Mike so much, right? I'm talking about the way he walks in a room, you know, what he commands. He's always wearing red, black, and green. He and these non-African Americans who own a lot of these establishments would not allow him to do his thing in their establishments.
Right.
So he and I talked one day, and I said, well, shit, you can just do it at the barbershop.
You did start doing live stuff at your barbershop.
I did, and that was the reason. That was one of the reasons why I opened up my barbershop. I didn't just open up my barbershop just to be cutting hair in. I wanted to utilize the whole space.
Oh no, your barbershop has always been a vibe.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Go in there, you might see.
I appreciate that too. That's kind of what I thrive to do.
Just being honest, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
I don't believe in putting no octane in nobody's back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest about it.
So with you silly. So with the idea that Marcel had to do Fade to Flow Sundays in the barbershop, and what I was doing at home with my friends, we kind of just put all that together, created Fade to Flow Sundays. People would come from far and near to rap in the barbershop. We did that for, I don't know, 5-6 years maybe, and he got a great job in Tulsa, moved. People started asking questions, and Soul Lab Sunday was created. You know, so shout out to Matt and Liz over at Yes We Cannibal on 1600 Government Street for allowing me to utilize their space, and we make that work, man. We make that work, and I'm proud of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm real proud of it. Like you say, man, we just have to. I said all of that to just basically answer the questions. We have to create our own space,
Right.
in order for us to, you know, make this thing go, man. Because underground hip hop is like really, really different in Baton Rouge.
It is. I mean, because it's so many different spectrums to it.
We're a
Like,
jiggling city, man.
but
We
it's
are,
like,
and ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
there's
it.
absolutely nothing wrong with
I love a good jig set. As
I
a
like
DJ.
my fried chicken every once in a while.
Hell yeah, but that
Yeah.
salmon just so healthier.
It's just so much smoother
so
though.
healthier,
But every
man.
once in a while, you know, you might have to get, you know, a leg or a thigh
Yeah,
or a
man.
wing and double batter it up.
Yeah, man, we can't eat at Whole Foods every day. Sometimes we got to go to the Blue Stove.
Or chicken shack.
Or chicken.
I'm gonna
shack.
say chicken shack.
Or chicken
I'm gonna say
shack.
chicken
Yeah,
shack. Chicken,
man.
you know, everybody do Blue Star. Chicken shack.
You know, because the one thing that I hate when an artist tell me they give me their music and they be like, man, check me out. It's something different. It's not like this Baton Rouge music. I hate when people tell me that. Even though, you know, my favorite rappers are not from Baton Rouge.
Right.
I still love my Baton Rouge music.
You take
and you
pride
can't
in where
take
you're
that
from.
you can't take that away. You can't disown it.
Nah.
I don't give a damn if you Jay Electronica. You know, he gonna rep New Orleans.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
He don't sound like a hot boy.
No.
But he is
but-
New Orleans through and
Yeah,
through.
man, yeah. And like you say, Kevin Gates, man, he another one. He is a lyrical bar for boy. I put him up against. He in my top 5 of Louisiana rappers.
Really?
Yeah, he is definitely in my top 5.
Okay, well, since you bring that up, since you brought it up, not me, I was gonna bring it up, but you beat me to the punch. And we gonna do a few of these, but tell me, who are your top 5? Louisiana, that's statewide. Statewide. It ain't got to just be Baton Rouge. Statewide, top 5 Louisiana rappers.
Webby,
Okay.
Kevin Gates,
All right.
Jay Electronica.
Okay.
Man, main music so hard to me, bro. Main music so dope, man.
We 3 in.
But I don't know if I want to put him in there because I got to put CeeLo in there.
Ah, you know what? Yeah, I can see that.
And
Impact alone, I mean, CeeLo is
Now, mind you, this is my top 5, right? Mm-hmm. I definitely respect everybody that has left Baton Rouge. I respect NBA Youngboy. I respect Boosie Badass. I respect all of the rappers that have left Baton Rouge. But, man, that 5th one. Oh, Louisiana?
Yeah.
Lil Wayne. Oh, how can I forget Wayne?
Okay.
I'm tripping. I'm thinking Baton Rouge.
I'll give you my top 5 Louisiana.
Okay.
Okay. McKinley Phipps, Mac.
Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I got a story about him. Go ahead. Such a great person, bro.
You gotta throw Young Bleed in there. Mm-hmm. For me, you gotta throw Young.
He was in the barbershop last week.
You gotta throw Bleed in there.
Yeah.
Max Minnelli. Gotta throw Minnelli in there. I mean, lyrical.
First of all, are we doing Louisiana or Baton Rouge?
We're doing Louisiana.
Okay.
It's just a lot of mine seem to be in this area.
Okay.
Okay. Currency.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Spill.
And I'm gonna throw a wrench in everybody. I'm not just saying this because a lot of people might look at me sideways. But my 5th, and I'm gonna say it with my chest out.
Ooh.
Johnny Hustle.
Okay.
And I'm not saying just because my homeboy. Mm-hmm. I'm saying because bar for bar, Johnny is a hard body.
Okay.
That's my top 5 Louisiana. I said it with my chest out.
Hey, man.
And you want to comment, you can comment.
The wonderful thing about top 5s is everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know? And I appreciate the fact that you stand on it. You know?
10 toes down.
Absolutely.
I'm 10 toes down. Now, we did Louisiana. Give me your top 5 rappers.
Top 5 rappers?
Yes.
Oh, that's easy. It changes a lot, though. So today,
Mine vacillates. Mine changes a lot.
but you know what? This one has been the same for a while, like a couple
Okay.
years. This one has been the same. My top 5 rappers, like of all time, or like right now?
Of all time.
Of all times?
Your top 5 of all time.
Oh man, Jay-Z,
Okay.
Nas,
All right.
Black Thought,
All right.
Jay Electronica,
Okay.
Pimp C,
Huh. Interesting. That's a very eclectic list.
of all times.
Of all time.
You know, we got a second 5. Of course, we love our Biggies, we love our Tupacs,
Right.
we love our whoever's. You know, our Nipsey Hussles, we love our KRS Ones, we love our Bun B's, our Lil Waynes. We love them. I love them.
Yeah.
But that might have been my second 5 on the slick. But yeah, that's my top 5.
Ooh, okay. One of mine? Mm-hmm. All right. LL Cool J. Mm-hmm. Scarface. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Nas. And see, it's always that last one that I gotta stick my chest out on, right? Always the last I gotta stick my chest out on, right? 3 Stacks. Andre 3000.
Okay. All right.
Now that could change tomorrow.
Now I remember Jay-Z saying that top 5 is a little unfair. We should do like a top 6. I guess like an honorable mention. I guess.
6 man off the bench. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, man.
So
who was that
who's your
last
6th
one?
man?
Who was that last one?
3 Stacks.
3 Stacks. I like 3 Stacks. The thing about 3 Stacks with me is
He make you
fact
mad
that
because he's so elusive.
he is, man. And I remember at one point in my life, I would get upset because they would put 3 Stacks in their 5.
Really?
Yes.
Because he hasn't. So and trust me, I understand that and I get that because 3 Stacks has never put out a true solo album.
No.
And he's very skittish about his output.
I just remember one point when Big Boy was everybody's favorite rapper and Andre was weird to everybody.
I remember that.
Not you, but just in general, man.
Yeah.
Like people would, and now all of a sudden
It's all the love for 3 Stacks.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like one of the criterias of having a top 5 is body of work. Now, Outkast is definitely in my top 5.
Groups? Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Outkast might be the greatest rap group of all time.
I would be willing to say that because
Yeah.
I mean, and then you gotta think about this too because even if you look at Southern contribution to hip hop, you've got 3 of some of the best duos to come out in the South: Outkast, UGK, 8 Ball, and MJG. Those are 3 of like the best. When you think about hip hop duos, like, and then you got to remember, these 3 never really just truly broke up. EPMD broke up.
Yeah, they did.
The Dog Pound broke up.
They did.
Mobb Deep split for a quick little second.
They did. Yeah, they did.
But those 3 groups, they never
broke
really.
up.
They did solo stuff, but they would they never truly. There was no bad blood between them.
Yep.
Even with, you know, Dre going off on his musical sabbatical and kind of leaving Big Boy.
But you know what though? So first of all, let me just say this. The reason why I stopped thinking the way I was thinking when people would put Dre in their top 5 is because if you go back, and I'm sure you've gone back 100 gazillion times, because I know you. But if you go back and you listen to old Outkast music, man, this dude rapped his ass off on every song.
He did. It was layered too.
And it was so ahead of his time. You know, in 94, 95, we called Andre weird. But now, everything that he said in all of those Outkast albums was like, damn.
Favorite Outkast album?
I'm torn between Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music and Speaker Box Love Below. The first one and the last one.
I'm torn between AT Aliens and Aquemini. The weird moments.
Yeah. Now tell me if you agree with this.
And keep in mind, I have Southern Playlist Cadillac Music on vinyl.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
It sounds better on vinyl.
It does. I got the Vinyl Me, is it the Vinyl Me Please version I got? With the weird colored actual wax.
Oh, no, I don't have that version.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
I remember Fonte said, when are we going to admit that Soul Food was a better album than AT Aliens?
Ooh. It is. It absolutely is, though. Like, I find myself actually listening to Soul Food more than AT Aliens. It really is. That's funny. I've never heard that quote, but when will we admit that, though?
I don't know. And I feel like Stankonia is a slept-on Outkast album.
It is. And I think
like it's very slept.
I think because it had so many songs on it. But as far as the content, I enjoy stuff.
Aquemini was their 5 mic album, right?
Aquemini was the 5 mic album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stankonia was the follow-up to Aquemini.
Yeah. And I think that's why it was slept on. Why is it that every album that comes, and this is to me with every majority of most artists, why is it that every album that comes after the classic album gets the hardest time?
I don't know.
It's like the stepchild.
It is.
You know?
Do you know an album that I feel like is unfairly beaten up?
I don't know why. I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
Nostradamus.
Oh no, it's terrible. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like it was labeled terrible because of the singles that he put out. If you take away the Nostradamus single, the You Owe Me with Genuine, just take those 2 singles off the album.
Okay.
It plays.
It does. That was an industry album too, I think.
Well, you know, it was rushed because I Am was supposed to be a double album. And then, you know, part of it got bootlegged and then, you know. But no, I mean, think about it. He had the track with Ron Isley on there, Project Windows. That just, I mean, you could play that and like just visually just see everything.
I ain't gonna lie, I was one of the ones that threw it away.
See, because you let the single.
I did. I have the album.
I have the album too.
I have the album.
And I remember bumping it. I'm like, okay, I see why people are saying this because of these 2 songs. And then you gotta remember it came after what? I Am. I Am was a triumphant album.
I Am was dope.
But people were saying he was going to Hollywood at the time because with the Hate Me Now, when he's in there spitting out Cristal with Diddy, and they got the Minks. And this is coming after Illmatic, and
He said that though.
He said that, but I Am is actually one of my favorite Nas albums, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's my favorite Nas album? Ooh, my favorite Nas album is The Untitled.
Really?
Yeah, I love that album. I love it. I play
That's
it.
a solid album.
That's a go-to too. Like it's like one of those. You know when
You get in the car, you like,
right. All my music lovers know what I'm talking about. When you get into your car, you're at the crib, you feel like hearing something, but you just don't know what you feel like listening to.
that's one to go to?
Yes, that's a go-to.
Favorite track on that album has to be Fried Chicken.
So Busta Rhymes.
Yes. I love that song. I love that song.
I think my favorite song on that album is either Breathe or Sly Fox. And I'm gonna tell you why
I love Sly Fox.
I'm gonna tell you why Sly Fox. Sly Fox became my favorite song on the album after I seen him live and he performed that album. He performed that song. That was the worst song on the album to me until I saw him perform that. It was, as a matter of fact, it was Jay Electronica, Talib Kweli, and Nas. And they were on tour, and that was when that album came out.
Isn't it funny how that can change your perception of a song if
That's
you
why
just see? Sometimes
concerts.
it's just seeing the visual for like the video. I can remember I would skip past certain songs on albums, and then they would drop it as a single on a video. And I'm like, I actually like this song.
I'm gonna tell you, it was for me. Just remembering off bat, Sly Fox was one of those songs that I didn't like before I heard the artist sing it live, and it was a song off Confessions, Usher's Confession. I hated this record, but when it was the first song he sung at the Confessions concert.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, what song is that?
You're like, is this new?
So caught up, got me feeling it. I did not like that song when I first heard the album.
Really?
But that was the first song he came out to on the Confessions tour, and I'm like,
changed your whole perception of the whole song.
and it was crazy. Sly Fox was the first song he sung off that album, off the tour, at the concert.
So they just placed the songs differently on the track list, and that might affect some things too.
Man, Sly Fox goes so hard. Why is it going so hard right now?
Do you know what this is kind of random, but you bring up live. You know what I always wished for? I wish Jay-Z would have dropped a live version of American Gangsta album.
Well, there's a live.
He did a live performance.
Yeah, that was so hard, and I was like I wish that was the album.
Right.
Yeah,
because
so
when you
hard.
add the live instrumentation to it, I was like, oh my gosh, this album is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I wished he would have dropped that live. Like if he would have, the same special that he did, and then just dropped the live version, like how Nas did the Illmatic thing.
Yeah, with the orchestra.
Yeah.
Which I think every artist should do a live album. I think every rapper should take one of their albums, or not even one of their albums, just a medley and just do a live album.
I think that would be the test for greatness right there. That's like the measuring stick.
Mad Game TV needs to bring back I'm gonna call it Mad Game. We're not gonna call it the other network. We're gonna call it Mad Game Unplugged. Remember?
I remember. You know what? That used to be the litmus test.
Yes.
When you made it to a certain level.
Yes.
You got to do an unplug.
I remember LL was like one of the first rappers to do an unplug.
Because everybody was teasing about the deodorant on his arm.
Yeah.
I remember because in an interview we addressed, he was like, "At least I wasn't stinking."
Yeah, man. I think every artist should do a live. I bet you Rick Ross would do an amazing live album.
You know what? That's somebody who I don't think people want to accept as being just upper echelon. I think people want to deny that for him.
You know why? And it's just my personal opinion. I think it's because he doesn't sell a lot of records. Like, believe it or not, I don't think Ross has any platinum albums.
I think he's never gonna pass.
Maybe one. As a matter of fact, I think
the only platinum we had was Teflon Don.
Okay, because if I'm not mistaken, I was about to say, and I could be wrong, but Port of Miami probably just went platinum.
I think it did.
Like just went platinum.
Yeah, like last year.
He's definitely a gold-selling artist, but I think that's part of the reason. I think it's because he don't sell a lot of records and he don't have a lot of mainstream hits. All his hits are with people.
Right.
Khaled, Drake,
yeah.
Wayne.
But just as an artist in general, I think he's been the most consistent one over the last decade.
Oh, he in my top 5 of today's rappers. Like all of my rappers that I listen to today are like close in age with me.
I definitely listen to a lot of Ross too.
Yeah.
But I think like people don't want to. I don't think people want to give him his due though.
Yeah, I don't know why, but Ross is definitely an amazing. He has a really good catalog, like really slept on catalog.
He does. Matter of fact, I don't think I've heard just a bad Ross album. Like how we were just saying, like you're like, oh, Nostradamus, that album was horrible. But Name just a bad Ross album.
A bad Ross album?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm a big Rick Ross fan. And I'm crazy. I've only seen Rick Ross in concert once. A bad Rick Ross album? You might be right.
The only misstep I can see with Ross is, what was the name of the album? Black Market. When we dropped Black Market?
Black Market. Yeah, he had the mixtape Black Dollar.
Right before that, I feel like Black Dollar should have been the album. Because Black Dollar was better than Black Market.
Yeah, that was the album that had Money Dance on it.
Yeah. They had some joints on there.
Yeah, but I think his worst album to me is Port of Miami.
Really?
His first album. I think it's not a bad album, but it's just not my favorite.
It's actually not my favorite either.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I had expectations for it.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't display what he really was. Like, that felt like, remember before Tupac like really exploded, like them first two albums, they were kind of hit or miss.
Strictly for my niggas and Tupac now.
Right.
Yeah.
They were good, but they were a lot of the tracks were kind of like hit or miss. And then he put out the Thug Life compilation with the guys, but then after that, he comes out with Me Against the World. And that's when I feel like he really got in his bag.
Yep.
But everything before that was kind of like, he got good singles, and he was selling. But as far as bodies of work, I think them first two albums were his weakest works.
Teflon Don was Rick Ross' second album, right?
No. His second album was Triller. Third, the third was Deeper Than Rap. Fourth was Teflon Don.
What? Because now I'm thinking album covers.
That's the one where it was just his face with the glasses on. That's the one that had BMF on it.
So what was the album? His second album, the album cover was him peeking out of the Maybach backseat.
Right.
What album was that?
That's Triller.
There's a huge difference in music from Port of Miami to Triller.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Like a huge difference. Like majority of Triller sound like Maybach music.
Yeah.
But Port of Miami was strictly, most of that album was like Manny Fresh, Jazzy Fade,
it felt
Cool and Dre produced. You know what I'm saying?
Port of Miami to me sounded kind of like generic Southern. If I had to just say, like, I'd say like it sounded like generic Southern, like what works in the South. Boom, and then just kind of stuck it. And then Triller sounded like he kind of took more of the creative reins, I guess, in a sense. And then Deeper Than Rap was kind of, I always do the rule of threes.
Okay.
When I do TV shows, I always give it 3 episodes. You got 3 episodes to impress me for me to stick with you. Yeah. Artists, I feel like by that third album, that's the make or break time. The first album, people giving you the chance. The second album, our expectations go a little bit higher. By the third album, that's going to determine you either going here or there.
Yeah, because that's
in my opinion. Like, think about this. Jay-Z wasn't Jay-Z until Hard Knock Life.
Hold up now.
And I'm talking about in a lot, not as a fan. I'm talking about in a lot of people's eyes. You gotta remember, Reason Without went gold. Yeah. In My Lifetime, Volume 1 went platinum, but it was marred by critics, was it not?
The Hard Knock Life.
But then Hard Knock Life comes out, he sells 4, and now he's like,
and he got a
guy.
Grammy. Did he win a Grammy or was nominated for a Grammy for
I think he won a Grammy. Yeah. So, but that was the third album. Yeah. I feel like it's always the rule of threes. Tupac. Think about this. His first 2 albums, Tupac Lives Now, Strictly for My Niggas. His third solo album was Me Against the World.
Classic.
You see what I'm saying?
Classic. Yeah.
Jay-Z, his third album was hailed as, the best thing ever. Even think about this. And again, it goes either one way or the other.
Was The Recession Jeezy's third album?
Yes.
Because that was his.
That was his third album. Right. He had.
Now you got me thinking about everybody's third album.
Thug Motivation 101. Then he released. What was it? 102.
102, and then Recession.
And then The Recession.
I think he had a break. I think he did like Pac did. He had the group, the CTE.
He put out CTE. Now think about this. Look at even somebody as notable as 50 Cent. His third album.
What was the third album?
Before I Self-Destruct.
Yeah.
His first album, Get Rich or Die Trying. Second was The Massacre.
And I feel like The Massacre was slept on. I love The Massacre.
No, the third album was Curtis. I'm sorry. The third album was Curtis.
And then Before I Self-Destruct.
Right.
Yeah.
But each album, if you notice, it started going down.
What was the single on Curtis? Have a Baby by Me?
Yeah, no, it was I Get Money.
I Get Money?
Yeah.
That was on the third album?
Baby by Me was fourth album, Self-Destruct.
And then they had the song Do You Think About Me?
Yeah.
On the fourth album?
Yeah, that was Self-Destruct too.
Yeah, but see, that second album, that Massacre. Everybody like Get Rich or Die Trying. My favorite album was The Massacre.
I actually enjoyed The Massacre more than Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yes,
too.
indeed, man.
Because I feel like, it's almost like, you know what I compare 50's first two albums with? Biggie's first two albums.
Okay.
Ready to Die was raw, gritty. Life After Death, he bossed up.
Yeah.
It was so clean.
Yeah. But he said it though. He said, man, the things that his life changed after the first album.
Right.
So he couldn't rap about the same things.
So we kind of see that progression a little bit with 50 with Get Rich or Die Trying. Get Rich or Die Trying was raw. It was still aggressive on The Massacre, but didn't it feel like he was kind of more... He was speaking from a different perspective on The Massacre than he was on Get Rich or Die Trying.
I feel like the only good songs on Get Rich or Die Trying, and people are gonna be mad at me for saying this, but I feel like the only good songs on Get Rich or Die Trying were the singles. Like no one has ever, like every conversation that I've had about 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying, it's always been the singles.
In the Club, Pimp.
Yeah, PIMP, 21 Questions, Many Men.
Yeah. They don't bring out...
what's the song with Juvie? Wasn't Juvenile on that first album? Was it Juvenile? Yeah, Juvenile was on the first album.
Yeah, but I don't think he had a full verse though.
I don't know, but he was on that first album.
I think it was him and Buck on like a hook or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they don't bring up like Heat. I think, it was like...
I don't even know.
Or whatever.
I just like the Massacre belt. I did.
I did the Massacre.
It was smoother though. It was just smoother.
Yeah.
Except Lollipop. I mean, not Lollipop. Candy Shop.
Yeah. The Candy Shop track.
I understood it though.
Yeah.
I understood it.
It was another song that I ain't really care that much about, but like some of my favorite tracks like Baltimore Love Thing. Mm-hmm. Love that song.
Yeah, that was a dope song.
Yeah.
The song with Jamie Foxx.
Emphasis on the dope on Baltimore Love Thing. Because it's about,
Right.
My favorite song on that album was Position of Power. That was my favorite song on the Massacre, is Position of Power.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was like one of the dopest songs he made.
What was my favorite song other than the Jamie Foxx record? Ride?
Ride was good too.
I think Ride might have been one of my favorite songs on there.
I like the track he remade the Stevie Wonder track too. That Summertime, Summer, Winter, Spring and Fall. Had Olivia singing on it.
Yeah.
I like that too. But Position of Power is like my favorite song on that album though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the way 50 is transitioning now though.
Oh yeah.
Because I enjoy
taking over
Power.
TV.
I enjoy Power. I enjoy BMF.
I'm not a fan at all of Book 2.
Yeah.
Never watched one episode of it, but I have my reasons.
I think it's good. I mean, it has me wondering how realistic is it. I'm sure. Of course, we all know it's a fictional situation, but
I got an issue with it because I feel like they rewarded a character for killing his dad, and he gets a spinoff. Like what? You watch Sopranos, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, would anybody really want to see a spinoff of AJ?
Nope.
Think about this too. And I think on things different.
But then again, I don't know.
I don't think they would.
I don't know.
I think about things just like on different levels. Like, think about this.
So you're not gonna give it the first 3 episodes?
I did because I didn't like how they started writing in the last few seasons of the original Power. Mm-hmm. Like Ghost is, Street King Dandada. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's really going to let his privileged son chest up on him the way they kept letting Tariq chest up on that character? Mm-hmm. Could you see AJ chesting up on Tony Soprano?
No, sir.
So why would we let that slide here? And then think about this. Tariq's character still gives respect to everybody else except the black man on the show. He still called Tommy Uncle Tommy, but he was calling his dad Ghost. Mm-hmm. And I feel like some things are deliberate, and we, sometimes we let it slide by us because it's supposed to be entertainment. But subconsciously, I'm looking at him like, so the black man, not to sound like I'm about to get my Dr. Umar.
Man.
So the black man is the one that's getting disrespected, but the white uncle is
I
still
understand it though. I understand the storyline though. I guess they're trying to make him better. I don't know. I guess they're trying to make him better than his
Now I
pops.
watch everything else. I watch BMF. I think Raising Kanan is quietly the better of the Power universe. I know BMF ain't in the Power universe, but I think Raising
like that
Kanan is the better show. I think Joey Badass does an excellent job in,
He's my
in his
favorite
role.
character on TV. Unique.
Oh man, yeah,
Unique.
Unique is so clean.
He's putting his name in the hat to do. He wants to play Big L.
I can see that.
I can too. I don't know if I can hear it, but I can definitely see.
Yeah, because they don't have the same voice. Big L had a lighter tone voice, but I would love to see a Big L movie. He's one of those. He's probably one of the biggest what ifs.
I wonder if they're gonna keep it real because I heard Big L was like, oh,
Grimy,
yeah,
Robin.
yeah,
I read that too.
yeah. But hands down, in my personal opinion, the best show on TV is Wu-Tang, man.
Okay, you're gonna be mad at me.
Wu-Tang American Saga, man.
I've never watched an episode.
Man, that show deserves.
But I keep seeing previews. I'm like, I need to watch this.
Man, they need to get that show an Emmy, straight up. I don't know if it's me being a fan of the Wu or what.
I saw they had Puff's son playing him in the show, which that makes sense because he literally has the mannerism.
He did
everything.
good. 3 seasons of Wu-Tang, and the only problem that I've seen on Twitter about Wu-Tang was the person they had playing Busta Rhymes. Out of 3 seasons.
I saw that online
That's
too.
the only problem people
And I was
have.
like, man, but I saw it and I was like, I really need to watch this show because I keep seeing like clips and like
It's
pictures
an
of it. And I'm
amazing
like,
show, especially if you're a hip hop fan, especially if you're a Wu-Tang fan,
Yeah.
which I am. Season 3 is probably, oh my God, it was great. It was great. But yeah, you need to watch Wu-Tang. You tripping?
I'm about to get on that.
The guy who plays Old Dirty, he did such a great job.
Isn't that Old Dirty Son?
No.
It's not. Okay.
No, I think that's a little misconception. I thought it was at first too, but I don't think it's the same. But the guy who plays Old Dirty Bastard, man, if Old Dirty was anywhere close to how the guy perceived Old Dirty, thank you, the guy that perceived Old Dirty, like he was a joy to be around.
Yeah.
Like the guy that played Old Dirty, I was as a fan. The episode wasn't good if Old Dirty's character wasn't in the show.
Really? It was that?
Yeah, he did an amazing job.
Okay,
The guy that did Raekwon, Ghostface, RZA.
I gotta watch it, man.
Man, it is a great show.
Look, it is on my list, man. I got people mad at me because I never really got into Game of Thrones.
I tried to get into Game of Thrones. I tried to get into House of Dragons. I tried.
How many episodes did you give Game of Thrones? Because okay, so I watched the first 2, and I was like, this is intriguing. But then, you know how like you got a list of stuff that you already kind of watching? And then I'm like, I'm going to get back to it. I just hadn't gotten back to it yet. I just got into The Walking Dead.
So,
I'm a little late to the party on that.
no, you're not, because we're walking in together.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So
I don't feel bad no more.
I didn't get off into Game of Thrones. First of all, if I gotta miss season 1. If you on season 3 or 4, then it's just a wrap.
Yeah.
The only show that I watched that I was late to the party for on like season 3, and I just started watching it was Snowfall. But
I was late to the party on Snowfall too.
I'm still late because I haven't started on the last season yet.
Oh, I ain't saying nothing else.
Look,
by the time this come out, the finale be the
I told myself I was just gonna bypass everything that I missed and just start watching episode of the last season. I don't even know how many seasons it is.
It's 6, I think.
But Game of Thrones, I started watching when House of Dragons came out, and every Game of Thrones fan I know told me, watch House of Dragons. You're okay if you don't watch Game of Thrones. So I started watching the first season of House of Dragons, and I had to make myself continue to watch it. And I say and then I started watching. I think I watched like 1, maybe 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, and I was like, man, this is not for me. It's not for me.
Okay, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because, like I said, I want to say I made this 2 episodes. But I think I only watched the first one.
And I'm a horror movie fan. I'm really a horror movie fanatic. But I realized with this new show, The Last of Us, I'm not a zombie movie person.
And that's The Walking Dead, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I tried The Walking Dead, and You know, and it was a good show. It was a really good show.
I'm into it, and I think I'm in season 4. I want to say 4 or 5. I just started kind of like binging it. I'm like, okay, this is intriguing. Okay, although I do get a little too caught up in it because now, like, you know, like if I take my trash out at night, I'll be like looking around, like, you know, is it a walk on around the corner? Like, you know, I'll be thinking of stuff like, okay, so, you know, how would I do my fence now? Like, I'm really like trying to figure out how I would deal with zombies now because of The Walking Dead. I blame it on the show, but I was late to the party on that. I never really got into Game of Thrones, and people are like, I got friends who are like, what do you mean you never watched Game? Like, come on, man. I'm like,
same with me.
I'm like, man, I just. But at the time, I'm like, man, I'm really into like this show and that show, and then, you know, it's only so many hours in a day.
I know. As far as like them zombie shows are concerned, man, I think I just got a problem with just everybody on Earth dead. Like, everybody dead.
Right. And then, like, can't nobody just die and stay dead? Like, they die and then they gonna come back as a zombie and you gotta stab in the head.
Like, I Am Legend was...
Spoiler alert, by the way.
I Am Legend was good, but it was sort of like, do I want to be Will Smith's character in I Am Legend?
Man, that was
like
so
the
impressive.
only... Like, you talking to mannequins.
Dude, the saddest part for me was when the dog died.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't take that. Like, man, that's his only friend though. Like, and then he had to kill him.
And then there's a rumor has it that I Am Legend 2 is with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan.
I've been reading that too. I don't know how true it is, but also I'm like, but what do you mean is the part 2? Like, didn't he die?
Did he?
We ain't see no body.
I know.
You know that's the rule in Hollywood. If you ain't see the body,
you ain't see the body. We don't know.
I saw T.K. Kirkland talking about baller blocking 2, and I'm like, didn't you die in the first one?
Baller blocking 2. I heard NBA YoungBoy talking about it. Him and Birdman working on it.
I think he's involved in it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but T.K. Kirkland, your character got shot.
Man, I ain't seen baller blocking since the year it came out.
It's hard to find. Like,
I don't remember. The only thing I remember about baller blocking was Wayne and Turk hiding in the freezer at the convenience store.
Yeah.
From the police.
Yeah.
That's the only
and then the police leaving out looking disappointed.
Yeah.
Because the one was like, he went outside and he's looking like there's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah, I think I watched baller blocking like 2 times in my life, and that was when I first bought it on VHS.
Right.
VHS.
I'm Body was only on VHS.
I got about it on VHS.
Which one is better, I'm Body or Baller Blocking?
But Baller Blocking one, but like what? It was like a long video. Was it even an hour?
I want to say it was what, like 40? It might have been like 40 minutes.
I'm gonna give it to I'm About It. I'm gonna say I'm About It. Yeah.
I'm Body had a little bit more of a plot.
Mm-hmm. Especially after I watched the No Limit Chronicles when I found out that everything was real. Like, they had real crackheads.
Yeah.
They had real dope cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's just raw. I feel like a streaming platform needs to pick up these jewels of our community that are not available. Like, P had a nice little film catalog he was getting ready to start off. Like, I'm Bowdy.
I was telling
The
somebody.
Snoop movie, Game of Life, which I think that was like 20 minutes long.
Yes.
It was like
a long video.
It was really short.
I was telling somebody just last week that I think that the Master P biopic is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be really good. Like, Master P got a story because the No Limit Chronicles was good.
Didn't he say he was gonna break it up in like 4 parts though?
I don't know. I just don't need him to do nothing.
No.
Don't do no casting.
Mm-mm. Leave that to somebody else.
Yeah, don't do nothing. Just fund the money.
That's it.
Just fund the project.
Just fund it and hire a director and a producer and let them do it, and you just kind of step away because you're too close to it. Yeah. That's interesting. I think that's where we're gonna leave it then.
Okay.
I'm Bowdy and Baller Blocking.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Mr. Soul Lab BR, Mike T.
This was easier than I thought it was.
Well, I mean, it's very conversational.
Like, it got to a point where I actually forgot that the mic was in my face and the cameras was somewhere.
Well, if I would have had some whiskey here, then it would have been even more organic, I believe.
Next episode, I will be late, and I will have something very, very important to drink.
We are going to do a part 2.
Yeah,
this is very interesting. I love to see how you think. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we were able to christen these mics with Mike.
Same.
Christen the mics with Mike. And I'm glad that we were able to christen these mics with Mike. Christen the mics with Mike. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we were able to christen these mics with Mike. Christen the mics with Mike. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we were able to christen these mics with Mike. Christen the mics with Mike. again, I appreciate everything you do just for the artists in the city as well too. Like you said, we have to just create our own platforms and just keep pushing.
Thank you.
Because I think that they do deserve their voices to be heard in the same way as major artists, because they're doing the work for it, and they're showcasing their talent. So
and they really believe. They really like these artists. Really believe in themselves. They really like, especially this new generation of artists.
Yeah,
Here in Baton Rouge, they really believe in their craft, and I enjoy like listening and watching these people. Can I say one more thing before we shut down?
Yes.
Yes. Every first Sunday, Soul Lab Sundays. Yes, we cannibal. 1600 Government Street, right across the street from Red Stick Social.
Plug that again, just so they got it.
Yeah, Soul Lab Sundays. Every first Sunday. And if you are an artist, rap, sing, comedian, poet, whatever, and you would like to be on the Soul Lab Sunday stage, you can just DM me at Soul Lab Sundays _BR or DJ _Soul Lab
He is
_BR.
official DJ now.
I did, man. And you know what's so funny? A lot of people, when I changed it from just regular Soul Lab _BR and then I added the DJ _Soul Lab, it's like a lot of people was like, oh, so now you.
Because you had a whole campaign.
It was, and that's really what it was about. It was just
I'm not a
campaign.
DJ.
That was it. It was just a cool conversation. I should have got some shirts made.
I thought you were going to do that.
It's not too late, is it?
You're a DJ now.
Okay.
Yeah, you missed it. The opportunity flew away.
It's all good. We'll have more opportunities for more things to come.
We will. Well, Mr. DJ Soul Lab, Mike T,
My man.
Uppercuts, one of the smoothest guys that I know. Thank you for coming through.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna do a part 2 of this. We got to. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So just remember, you either at the table or you're on the menu. You decide, and we out.